Hey, good morning everybody, it's Steve. Welcome to the Little Wood Shop, our Sunday evening blog. Alright, what do we have for you today? Well, today what we have our topic, farmers markets, flea markets, state fairs. Okay, what are they? Why do we utilize them? How will they help me? Should I consider selling at them? What's my out-of-pocket expense? What tools do I need to sell my items? And these were basically all the questions that I was asking when I looked at doing this a few years ago when I first opened my doors, okay? Well, first of all, what we'll do is I can really only talk to you about two of these today, okay? I have never been to any of the larger state fairs, so the only thing I can really talk to you about is a farmer's market or a flea market. And basically, let's read the script to you so we can keep this timely. A farmer's market is a marketplace in a town or a city that has physical vendors selling retail items to the general public. A farmer's market will have booths, tables, and or stands. The cost to set up isn't much. My farmer's market was, for 4 hours, was $6 or $7 every Saturday, okay? And these farmer's markets generally sell fruits and vegetables, meats, baked goods, crafts, plants, clothing, handmade crafted items, okay? Now, whereas a flea market is technically also a marketplace in a town or a city that has physical vendors also selling not only new items that are handcrafted, but at a flea market you're also going to see somebody selling a lot of used things. Maybe somebody goes around to yard sales during the week, they buy up a lot of used tools or old used things and they just repurpose them and sell them at a flea market on the weekends or whatever. You probably won't see somebody selling organically raised beef or somebody selling a high-end organic cheese at a flea market, but you're certainly not going to see somebody selling, say, maybe old automotive car parts at a farmer's market. Doesn't work that way, okay? Now again, as far as state and county fairs, I've personally never been to one. I would certainly advise this though. Before you think about undertaking something of that size, a flea market and a farmer's market generally runs 4 to 6 hours one day a week. Your foot traffic will not be anywhere near what a state or a county fair will be. I would suggest taking a farmer's market for a season or two, kind of build yourself and work yourself up so you get kind of used to the process flow of running your own stand. Because at a state fair, you could have 20 people at any one time standing at your booth, and the problem is, and I'm just as guilty, I'm not going to stand there and wait 20 minutes to pay for that item. And unfortunately, the fairs work that way. They're quick, you got to get people in, you got to get them out. So, to me, a farmer's market or a flea market is a good starting point. Okay, rules. We all have rules in this life. Farmers markets, flea markets, your state fairs are no different, okay? These rules are going to decide upon who's going to be allowed to sell and what you're going to be allowed to sell. Again, a farmer's market, you're not going to see somebody selling snap-on tools or even old tools there for the most part. You're looking at crafters, quilters, farmers, agricultural people, things like that. Flea markets, yes, used tools. Maybe old comic books, who knows? But that is basically the difference. As far as the rules are concerned, with your farmer's market anyways, you have an appointed manager to oversee the market that day. They collect fees and dues. You know, you can pay for your spot, you give the money to the manager. I believe it works the same way with a flea market. There would be a site manager who would collect the money for your spot, things of that nature. Now, should problems arise, If it's something between you and another vendor that can be settled as something as simple as a handshake and sorry for the misunderstanding, hey, great, that's awesome. But if you feel it's something that's going to escalate into something bigger, go get your market manager, discuss the situation and the problem with them. You appointed them. That's what they're actually even paid for. Okay? Go to your market manager, because the last thing you ever want to do is get banned or kicked out of a marketplace, because word of mouth can follow you, and depending upon the situations, you just don't want to get blacklisted, okay? Equipment. First of all, to attend any of these, you need a vehicle, some type of vehicle. Most anything will do, but trucks, trailers, a box vehicle, vans, a truck with a cap on it, pretty much is what I use. Anything that can keep your wares safe and dry is a bonus, okay? Alright, some of the physical things you will need to go out and buy. You're going to need an Easy Up or your pop-up tent. They're generally 10 by 10. They come in different sizes. Easy Up is a brand name. I went with an Easy Up because of all the accessories that can go with them, like, say, tent walls. My farmers markets that go into the fall get late. They get colder and colder in the morning. Those tent walls can keep a little breeze off your back. Throw a heater on the floor, okay? Folding tables. Obviously, you need some tables to put your wares down. You can buy them, you can build them, whatever you choose to do, but you will need some tables. Table coverings. Gentlemen, I know that if it were up to you or me, whatever, okay? Bring the missus in. Let her put a woman's touch to your booth. She's gonna fancy it up, and chances are you're gonna have a lot more of the ladies stopping by to look at your stuff than just the men, okay? A sign or a banner. Well, this is very important in my opinion. You're gonna need to advertise your business name, whether you do it with a banner. Easy Up, like I said, they not only do walls for their tents, but you can buy a banner right from them. In my case, I just fabricated a sign that I hang up off one of the poles on my tent. Easy peasy. Folding chairs. It's going to be nice to have a place for yourself to sit down so that you're not standing 4 or 5, how many hours straight. Plus, it's nice if you have somebody a little bit older or a senior individual coming through the market. Hey, you can offer them a place to sit if they look tired. All right? I'm always offering a seat to an elderly man or woman, because, hey, it's nice to see them getting out and about. Also, let them have a rest and a breather. A cooler. You're going, Steve, why do I need a cooler? I'm selling wood items. They're not perishable. If you're at a farmer's market, I can promise you this right now. Get a small little hand carry cooler. You are going to eat great for the entire summer. You work hard for your money. Okay? We all do. Well, don't risk spending money on those good fruits, vegetables, or maybe that nice organically raised meat. Keep it cold. I'd always bring a little cooler with me. I was always bringing food home, okay? Money bag. You can go to the banks. You can have a money bag, maybe with your company name and logo put on it. I can personally tell you, carry lots of $1 and $5 bills. A vendor on either side of you may have a client come through or a potential customer. You might be able to break a bill for them, and while that vendor next to you is getting a sale, well, because you broke somebody's bill, maybe they'll come over and take a peek at what you got. It may create a sale for you, okay? Just doing a nice thing. A mobile card reader. Any of you who don't know what these are today? This one was free through PayPal. I'm not going to take it out. What they do is they stick in the top of your ear jack on your smartphone. Will also work on a tablet if you've either got a dedicated phone service or a Wi-Fi signal wherever your market's at. And you can take, this one works on not only PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, and American Express. Don't ever let that sale get away. Never have a reason as to why you can't take somebody's money, okay? Not everybody carries cash. I'm guilty of it. Business cards, okay? If you can't have somebody leave your booth, your little stand, with a sold item, at least have them leave with a business card. Get yourself some little business card holders or fabricate them. I have them on every table. Every table I set up has business cards on it. Somebody I see walking away, oh, sir or ma'am, here, can I give you a card? Please keep us in mind down the road. You know, or if you know somebody, try to get your name out there. You're also there to advertise. Packaging. Something that I sell for $5. Most people are content just carrying it through the market, but if I bring in a higher priced item, a beautifully done military prayer or creed plaque, I don't give those away for $5. I make sure that I've got proper packaging. And I'm not going to repurpose a box that came in from the mail from something I ordered. No, I'm going to go out and get a nice corrugated box to fit that item correctly, especially if it's a higher priced item. If you can afford to go out and have your own boxes with your company logo put on them, great, it makes it look even that much more professional. Pricing materials, price tags, labels, maybe you've got a price gun. Whatever, however you choose, make sure you have everything with you and labeled. I personally do my tables. I'm not concerned with putting stickers all over everything, okay? Hardware and tools, this is something else that I do. Signs and plaques, when I take them there, there's no hardware in them because when we put them in the boxes, I don't want a hanger on the back, possibly rubbing on the fascia on the front. It's just the way it is. With me. Secondary items. Maybe you're selling board games. Make sure you've got the pieces, the cards, the dice. What do I fabricate? Okay, this is the blue ribbon baby of all questions in my opinion. For you to determine that, you've got to do research. The way I did it, I traveled to other local farmers markets other than the one that I attended. There were 3 others within a 1-hour drive. I went there and I basically did research. I saw what other crafts people were making, and I made notes of what other people were selling and what exactly was selling off of their tables before I even committed to this. The one thing that I wanted to avoid was, the one thing I didn't want to sell was duplicate items. You know, let's say that somebody had dedicated their entire booth or their entire farmer's market stand to a specific wood item, say a birdhouse. I wasn't going to try to compete with that. Or maybe another gentleman down the way was doing, you know, little specific Adirondack chairs for kids. Well, the one thing you don't know, being the new individual or that new vendor, is that person could have already been there 5 or 6 years. They may already be established. Chances are you're not going to pull any business away from them, okay? So, do your research, do your research, do your research. It's going to save you in the end from tying up the big thing, money and materials as well as your labor in your own shop to build things that may be unnecessary because you're not going to sell them because they are in fact duplicated items. We as engravers, yes, we can fabricate pretty much out of wood anything anybody else can. However, we can also engrave it. That's our standpoint that separates us, in my opinion. Again, fabrication ideas, I'm not going to get into them, but what I can tell you is on top of not only doing your research, okay, the other thing you're going to need to make sure of is you're going to need to know your demographics, you're going to need to know your client's age, your client's sex. Is it seasonal items? Or are these something that would be used more year-round? And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, is how is the economy in your area? Because guess what? When times get tough, oh, I can assure you, people like me, we tighten the belt up, and I'm not down buying real nice meats, organically, grass-fed, anything. No. We're tightening the belt, and we're doing what a lot of families are in tough economies. So look at your overall economic structure for your area, okay? Your demographics real quick. Items that may sell great up here 1 hour from Canada, well, chances are I'm not going to sell them down in Florida, okay? So keep your demographics, Keep your client's age. Something milk for a child probably obviously isn't going to sell to a senior individual, vice versa. Keep all that in mind. Now in the blog itself, we give you a bunch of ideas. For furniture, home decor, yard decor, and kids. I'm not going to get into them because we're trying to keep this down. Marketplace selling tips. Aside from some of the stuff we've gone over, you really need to go out of your way to shine, okay, today. What's going to make that one person not want to hop on their phone, their tablet, or their computer at home and go to Amazon and not even be bothered with you, period? You're catering to very niche individuals, okay? And it's a big undertaking, okay? I don't sell that often anymore, okay? I go to very few markets now, but it's still the same. One note, regardless of farmer's market, flea market, your fellow vendors. You will have a lot of potential with other vendors, especially vendors that don't even do your line of work. Maybe somebody's selling honey products at your farmer's market, or somebody selling quilts, okay? Well, I've noticed this. Somebody who's been attending a farmer's market for years, a new vendor comes in. A potential client will go over to that booth they've been buying from for the past 5 years, and they'll go, hey, what can you tell me about that wood shop fellow over there? And that vendor vouches for you. Chances are you're going to make a sale because that person's already put in their years, and they've put in their dues with the people that frequent the market. But them giving you a little word of praise or a thumbs up to say, yeah, that's a good person over there. They'll treat you right. Well, that other vendor's word goes a long ways. And personally, I will personally recommend another vendor or a crafter before I ever would a retail store or business, like a big chain store, okay? Combining products. This is something that has worked out well for a few folks that I've talked with. Now let's say that you yourself don't even have the intentions of going to the farmer's market. You're going to go, Steve, nah, that ain't my thing. I'm looking at fabricating bigger items that maybe I'll just sell them online. I don't want the farmer's market, period. Okay, well let's say for a minute maybe your wife goes, or maybe your grandmother or your aunt goes, and we're going to say hypothetically they make quilts. We have equipment at our disposal that can fabricate about anything. Why don't you make some quilt racks? Send them in with your aunt, your grandma, your missus, whoever it is that attends the fair, or whoever it is that attends that marketplace, because that item goes in combination with that product that may not have anything to do with you. However, you can create something that can complement and add to that product. So, if you got a quilt maker or maybe somebody else at your marketplace who you could offer your service to, tell them, hey, I'll make you a nice rack, whether it's a floor rack or a wall rack for your quilts. Work something out with them and possibly throw them a little commission for selling it at their stand where you don't even have to touch anything, okay? That's another possibility. I've seen that work. Advertising. Now, as far as advertising goes today, folks, social media. I had a buddy of mine a couple years back tell me, you need to go down to the print shop and you need to get flyers made up and you need to go staple them on phone poles around town and all the public businesses that have, places outside where you... I said, what? Are you crazy? I said, for the money and the time that it's going to take me to go get all this, I'll spend $25. I'll advertise at a rate of $5 a day, say on Facebook, and I'll reach tens of thousands of people. And guess what? I will do all this in under 30 minutes. And I won't even leave the comfort of my own office. So that is the one thing I can say as far as advertising goes today. Definitely utilize social media. We all do. I mean, heck, I'm doing it right now. All right. Organizing and organizational skills. Keep your items accessible to load and unload. in and out of your vehicle. You're going to come up with a routine. My wife and I certainly did. We had it down to a science. And the other thing that I'm going to tell you, and I even highlighted this, load your vehicle the night before. You will thank me. There is nothing worse if some of you even just do this as a side or a supplemental income. Friday night comes along, maybe you've worked all week. I don't know about you, the last thing I'm going to want to do is come home and load a vehicle. But I did it. Because Saturday morning, I had to be at my marketplace by 7:15. I like to sleep in on a Saturday, okay? So, load your vehicle the night before. All you got to do is wake up, pour your coffee, get dressed, and head out. Again, you will come up with a system. Utilize Rubbermaid containers, different things to hold your items, but build a system and organize. Stay organized. Promotional items. This one works out good. Offer up little free extras to the general public. Yes, you want to hand them a business card or hopefully make a sale, but if not, put in maybe, I've seen folks put a little watering station in. Folks coming through the markets, whether it be a flea market or a farmer's market, they got a dog and a leash. Have a place to hold a little spot or little fee there for an extra second while they're getting their drink of water. Hey, something may catch somebody's eye. A cooler filled with free bottled water. Just check the rules of your marketplace. You don't want to be giving water away when somebody's trying to sell it, obviously, but again, it's a nice thing to offer up. A very inexpensive, but something that makes a nice gesture. Okay, complimentary items, pens, pencils, small stationery pad, pocket calendars, anything like that, a magnet that can go on a refrigerator. You can buy them. I used to buy all my stuff through, I still buy my advertising and business cards through Vista Prints. Think about them, okay? Payment options. This is probably one of the most important. Payment options cannot be overlooked. The more ways that you have to take someone's money, the better. Good old cash, in my book, is the best today. However, again, not everybody carries cash. I will take a check drawn on a local bank. I will take an out-of-state check, but I put a cap on it of whatever it is, 20 bucks or something like that. I'm not going to let a $200 item or a $500 bed go out of state and possibly get written a bad check. It happens, it can happen. I don't want to see it happen to you. God, I don't want it happening to me. All right? The other thing, get a card reader. Again, some of you are going, Steve, I don't want to go out and open a contract, phone up just to sell my items because I got a little device to read a debit or a credit card. Go get a burner phone. Go to a big chain retail store. Buy one of those throwaway phones. No contract agreements. Your card readers will work in those as well, okay? Whatever you do, bottom line is we go to the markets, we go to the fairs, we go to any of these, and we do it for the purpose of making money. Be able to take whatever it is monetarily somebody throws at you. I don't care if it's paper or plastic. Okay? Be able to take it in somehow, alright? You're there to make a living. Now, as far as the state fairs are concerned, the only thing I'm going to say on this real quick is I've never sold at any of them. Not a one. I've got buddies that have sold at them, and what I can tell you is if you have a busy Saturday at a farmer's market, it is nothing. It is nothing in comparison to a state fair. You're talking about a few hundred people to many, many, many thousands. Your inventory, if you carry 10 of something maybe for a farmer's market, well, guess what? Instead of 10, you're going to need 100. You might even need 1,000, depending upon that fair, that state fair or that county fair. I've had buddies told me that they have hired they've had to hire a young person to just drive a golf cart all day. They've literally filled like the box of a tractor trailer and they had to park it at the other end of the fairground, and all they did was hire a kid to drive back and forth to get inventory out of that trailer and bring it back to their booth. 8 hours, 10 hours a day for the 5 or 6 days, 7 days that the fair ran. You need lots and lots of inventory because some of these places are going to probably cost you a good amount of money to set up a booth or your display. You run out of inventory, you're done. You're all done. But guess what? That spot still costs you money, so we want to keep that in mind, all right? Well, I hope this helped. As always, if ever there's any questions, you know I'm always here for any one of you. Shoot us an email, please. Steve at Little Woodshop. I'll get back to you as promptly as I can. We've got more coming up as always. Stay tuned for our midweek shout out. That'll be up in the next couple days, and I'll have a little bit better plan now that we're back on track, alright? So I hope every one of you had a great weekend with you and yours. You know, I hope you had good weather to get out and enjoy, you know, what few weeks of warm sunshine we do have left for some of us. And as always, of course, thank you for your support, subscribing to our channel, following us. Everyone, please have a great week. Be safe. Get home to you and yours this week. And again, we'll see you for the midweek shout out. All right, everyone? All right. Bye-bye. Be safe. Take care.